Welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm Vox, and now that OK K.O has joined the list of 2010 cartoons that have come to an end, that list is growing uncomfortably fast. Steven, no, wait, what are you doing? We, of course, like with the rest of these shows, have unanswered questions. But with how bizarre and nonsensical OK K.O can get, a lot of those questions could have overly complex answers, or just simply mean nothing in the long run. Yet, there's one unanswered question I just can't but help to look into. Two pretty big story elements that were connected, yet did not have time to be fully interwoven, assumably due to the show only having so much time to tell its final arc. Season 3 was only 20 episodes. They did as much as they could with the time they had left. These two elements are the superhero organization Point and Professor Venomous's shocking identity of originally being Laser Blast. Ultimately, as the series came to a close in its final moments, one of these plot lines served to just push the other, whereas you would have thought both storylines would have been beneficial to one another. The somewhat large amount of episodes that played into the fact that each individual member of Point felt responsible for Laser Blast's fate made the discovery that Laser Blast staged his death and then became Professor Venomous that much more powerful. However, this reveal of Venomous ultimately only served the TKO storyline, Venomous having no interactions with the Point team while they possessed the knowledge that he is actually their teammate they were mourning for years. Since we didn't see anything unfold on screen, could Venomous have actually been redeemed? Now, when it comes to OK K.O, redeemed is kind of a funny word. To give a closely related comparison, you're probably thinking of that concept in Steven Universe terms, where an antagonist gives up their antagonistic ways and then shift to the side of good. Whereas in OK K.O, I kinda have a different definition of redemption, at least when it comes to Venomous. You see, by the end of OK K.O, I would consider Boxman and his children redeemed characters. Boxman actually being quote-unquote redeemed at the beginning of Season 2 with the episode Lord Cowboy Daryl. Season 1 Boxman was a leader and a father who abused his employees who also happened to be his children. Strip away the whole destroy the plaza angle, he's someone who intentionally mistreats his children, unapologetically inconsiderate. However, after being overthrown by his son and fired from Boxmore, Boxman kinda has a small arc where he learns to listen to and appreciate his children, respecting Daryl stabbing him in the back, becoming loud and proud of his children. After all, look at the scene where Venomous buys Boxmore. Daryl isn't upset or angry that his father is back in control. Instead, he's happy to have his father back in his life because now he knows that his father is listening to him and understanding him, understanding all of his children, even for the Box themselves. Their redemption arc, as stated as much by Dendy's upload on KO's channel, is complete in the episode Dendy's video channel. And I don't think that's necessarily because they defended the plaza. Sure, in the context of the show and situation, but narratively they only came to that conclusion because they were able to accept their feelings and realize that they love each other, using that familial love to work together without arguing, getting snippy with each other, and working at a common goal. Finally becoming a healthy family. That's their redemption. Redemption in OK K.O really isn't if you're a hero with a cape or a villain trying to conquer cities. Redemption in OK K.O is confronting your toxic traits that impact the way you interact with others. I mean, that's K.O's entire resolve, isn't it? That he kept treating his toxic traits and negative emotions as another person. But he learns to fully embrace and accept that TKO is, well, just K.O. And that's what sets him free, bringing him inner peace. And it's because of that that I was under the impression that Venomous's storyline would ultimately reflect K.O.'s. Due to shadowy figure, later shadowy Venomous, and just the nature of the series' endgame as a whole, Venomous is completely off the deep end. And although shadowy figure is seemingly removed from the equation by the end, Venomous is not someone we could consider a redeemed character. And I think Venomous going off the deep end is really cemented with an exchange in the episode Denny's video channel.
I'm more about the slow back and forth of classic evil, not this wiping enemies off the map type of thing. Hey, I am a villain, not a monster.
These two lines of dialogue from Boxman say everything about where Venomous is. By the point Venomous is introduced in the series, he's someone who's already staged his death and assumed a brand new identity because he felt weak. and looked down upon by the rest of his team, much like how KO feels when the ball gets rolling in the episode TKO. When Venomous explains himself in the episode Big Reveal, we know it's messy, but we can still kind of understand where he's coming from, because our protagonist has been there before, just at a different level. And before the episode Big Reveal, Venomous wasn't too far off from redemption. We saw the evolution of his relationship with Boxman, alongside how much of a loving parent figure he is to Fink. Now, everything in the KO trap was just despicable, and I can't really decide if that falls under the area of, well, he's a villain, or no, like this is an issue. This is a reason to why you're irredeemable. But the main part in that is that KO is his son, and it seems like he was more than aware of that fact when the episode came. However, prior to merging with Shadowy Figure, he does make a conscious effort to be a decent human being and father to KO in the episode Let's Get Shadowy. They just have two different interests. One wants to protect the world and the other wants to control it. So with all that said, Shadowy Figure being Venomous's TKO, and Shadowy Venomous being their PKO, considering they treat each other as two separate alter egos, I feel as if they planted more than enough seeds to go in a certain direction, especially considering Season 3 contains the episode Whatever Happened to Rippy Roo, an episode that was dangerously close to Big Reveal. Pretty much, I fully expected Point to involve themselves with whatever Venomous was going to do, possessing the knowledge that he used to be Laser Blast, especially since Foxtail was clued in as much in the episode Let's Get Shadowy. From here, a confrontation between Point and Shadowy Venomous would have saw another parallel to TKO, and something that builds into a bigger theme with OK K.O. Point and Venomous would have, well, talked things out, even if it was through battle. Both sides of Venomous being forced to listen to Point, how Rippy Roo worked so hard to try to save Laser Blast, everything that Foxtail went through and did in an attempt to ensure what happened to Laser Blast wouldn't happen to anyone else, the general guilt and pain everyone endured, which in turn, Shadowy Venomous would have lashed out, stating that he was weak. He didn't have true power, but he does now, to which Point would have argued he always had power. Point ultimately putting a positive spin on what Venomous already knew. You don't need powers to have power. Everyone can be powerful in their own way. But in finally communicating with his former team and realizing they never viewed him as weak, Venomous would have came to the same conclusion as KO, that his negative emotions and toxic tendencies can't be treated as someone else, being able to overcome Shadowy Figure and eliminating that persona entirely, becoming once more only Professor Venomous, but not turning back to Laser Blast, standing firm on his platform that he is a supervillain, that his career as Laser Blast is never coming back, and Point's okay with it, just as long as he knows that as long as he's a villain, there are always going to be heroes and they're always going to be ready to kick his butt. Now obviously things didn't pan out this way, but is it really too late to happen? Sure, not as in a high-stakes dramatic situation as we had, but now that we know where Venomous and Point end up, Point retiring and Venomous settling down with Boxman, I don't think it's out of the question that maybe one day Venomous would agree to meet for coffee. Point spilling the beans that Carol filled them in. Now ENJQ did state in a Twitter AMA that Venomous being Laser Blast is probably kept on a need-to-know basis, but for their own emotional clarity, Point would be filled in. And I would imagine they would actually have a nice little brunch together or something. Venomous himself finally getting closure, finally accepting that he was never weak. He was just living the wrong lifestyle. So, do I think Professor Venomous, in the sense of OK K.O, can be redeemed? Yes. All he's missing is a conversation, and that's the focal point for a lot of OK K.O. Whether if it's TKO multiple times, or Garden Point finally making amends, the Boxbots finally realizing they love each other, Boxman ceasing to abuse his children. They're all solved by communication. Hey, sounds like OK K.O has a big thing in common with another show we know and love and talk about on the channel. Maybe I should talk about how those shows parallel each other more in depth some other time. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. Do you agree with my weird definition of OK K.O redemption? And if so, do you think Venomous could be redeemed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at Vox. We're also on Instagram. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please order a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Vox signing out.